girl takes boy's heart and crushes it with a fucking sledgehammer. You know, real shit. Shorty got that swagger, eyes twinkle in the sun. Now my heart is on the run. Got me thinking now that she could be the. So I got to do it how I do. Instead of only having me, I can picture it just being us. As fate would have it, bagging her was nothing. Know a couple dudes was fucking, I ain't mad at her or nothing. There was something about her character I still wanna explore. And in the bed she was a whore, got me thinking this is what I did it. But no, don't wanna jump the gun. When I'm chillin' with my niggas, I would get a call from Hun and tell them, don't front, nigga, you know it's true. If you was me and I was you, over boo, you would do that shit. I would spend the night getting right, hit it like twice before I get it right. Fit it like a new era cap, take a stab, look at that, then sit back like damn. Fuck, I pull up out of that. Was it lust or was I loving? Was it sex or was I fucking? Should I watch it? Can I trust it, nigga? I don't know which. Believe is what my niggas told me do. Girl like that'll make you soft. And on the real, I think I noticed that. But shorty is a necessary evil. Keep a nigga out the streets and out the face of phony people. One night in the heat of passion when the streets is getting ugly, shorty cried and said she loved me. Fuck, she had to tell me that. Cause now I think I feel the same. Nigga got a half a brick trying to kill the game. Feeling like cause niggas got no shame in their games. Moving heroin and cane, whole things. I think I need it. So shorty took a backseat for a minute. Had a problem with the hustle, but was there to help me spin it. You can go and tell your landlord he can find another tenant. Cause that big house on the hill, we in it. What you looking crazy? So now we spend our time in the summer sun. Small bikini, cummerbund problems, but my bitch is not. Enjoy the time I invested on a foreign and domestic water cruise. And if you can, I suggest you do it. But you can't go from the bottom to the top without a problem with the cops. There is no island where it stops. Now my girl is acting shocked, cause when we chill, we being watched. Bitch, I run a drug block. But you think they looking at a nigga? She hung in there until they got me. She probably would've left me promptly, but that trees and shit, she know I ain't the. So I'm staring at her thick ass through this thick glass, and she leaving me. I love you. I thought you loved me. That extra shit is just excuses. You macarena on my heart. My fucking feelings useless. I'm about to use this for strength. The guard to show you to the door, cause I'm in this bitch for life. And you the one I did it.
Fire. Fire, fire, fire. Fire, fire, fire. NFO Greasy. I got that one that's called Love Number. That's old. You'll probably tell from how, whatever, but it was heat. Heat, heat, heat. Now I think that if you want to hear that song, you could just, log on, listen to that, get off, easy. But what I want to talk to y'all today about Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Yeah, let's talk about Joe Biden. I don't understand what's the big attraction towards these people at all. For all the years, since the inception of politics, since all that stuff like that. Hold on. Fuck. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Somebody called my phone. I put that on Do Not Disturb. I almost forgot where I was at. I know I was talking about Joe Biden. I was talking about the way a lot of people are feel like they won, feel like it's better. They talk Democrat, they talk Republican, they talk about passive racism versus a blatant racism. They talk in politics, they talk in what can we get as black people, right? Now, let's talk real quick. When you go through the Constitution, when you go through the books, the laws, the words that they use to make these things real, right? They use words like republic. I never heard Democrat in none of the words, right? So the Republic of America was designed, from what I gather, to leave certain oppression and come over here and erect a new way of life. But when they got over here, there was already Indians, already an indigenous group of people that look like you and me, and probably even a little more Asianoid in features and all that. But regardless of the fact, they created these laws and policies and words, right? And now we as black people are standing behind black, we're standing behind democracy, we're standing behind rap, we're standing behind ghetto, nigga, bitch, savage, demon. These are all words that come for the establishment. Now, this is probably not going to be as short as I like to make them, so bear with me, all right? So We are now, a lot of people's happy. I heard people say, oh, I'm glad that Trump is out of there because I like my racist in the closet or some, whatever. It's like a real passive way of dealing with a monster. The way I look at it, I like my monsters ugly and just ugly, like an ugly monster, so that way it's easier for me to arm and my women and children's mind frame not to invite or let in this monster. When you have a passive monster like this, when you go out to battle, you come home, he be in the crib eating porridge with your kids, waiting on you to come in. And the only person that knows he's a monster is you. It's unfair to the whole situation. Do not be fooled by these people. I'm gonna run a clip right about now.
Take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point. That's the sad truth. I'm the guy that said, rehabilitation, when it occurs, we don't understand it and notice it. And even when we notice it and we know it occurs, we don't know why. So you cannot make rehabilitation a condition for release. That's why in our system, there's the federal system, you serve 85% of your time. It's a shame, but we don't know how to rehabilitate. But there is a consensus, and I will cease. A, we must make the streets safer. I don't care why someone is a malefactor in society. I don't care why someone is antisocial. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to cordon them off from the rest of society, try to help them, try to change their behavior. That's why we do in this bill. We have drug treatment and we have other treatments to try to deal with it. But they are in jail, away from my mother, your husband, our families. But we would be absolutely stupid as a society if we didn't recognize the condition that nurtured those folks still exist. And we must.
All right? Now you see that. You heard what he just said? He don't care. He look at us as predators, monsters. He does not care. So in the conscious community, we like to rewind time and say, oh, if it wasn't for slavery, if it wasn't for this, if it wasn't for the crack law, if it wasn't for the Reagan era, if it wasn't for all types of stuff, if it wasn't for the black woman, if it wasn't for the black man, if it wasn't for the prison, if it wasn't for this, if it wasn't for that. Man, these are the men that behind these things that hinder our existence, right? So, don't think that because some time passed and he got better and hiding and playing the word game that something changed. Nothing changed. It's about to get worse. See, what was constantly a thing for black people is to not do research, to just stand behind anything that looks good or feel good. That's it. This does not look good or feel good to me. Does not. Let me tell you something, man. I do not pay politics any mind, because the more control I have over myself, the more control I got over my thoughts, the more control I got over my happiness, the less I need from anybody who does not look like me and who does not mean you no good. Right? The whole thing with a job. When you're looking for a job, you are conditioning your children to go and look for a job under the foot of these men or women. It's slavery at all types of levels. When you how do you call your son a king and your daughter a queen, but then tell him to go look for a job? It does not make sense to the mind. You have to engineer the mind, a young mind, to be a boss, to be an entrepreneur, to be less codependent and more independent, to be creative and to be confident. Creativity and confidence go hand in hand. You can't be shy and then think you're gonna go compete in the all. It doesn't work like that. So, Democrat, Republican, we stand behind those words. I asked my mom not too long ago. I said, "Damn, you think someone is sitting there talking to like celebrities and making us pick, say, yo, Cardi B, rap about WAP. Hey, DMX, let's call niggas dogs. Hey, let's call niggas niggas. Hey, let's call girls bitches." You think somebody's doing that? Think somebody's telling us to do it? Or you think that in our own creative way, we say that like, let me be creative. Let me say this. You think that was happening? Man, I don't think so. I think somebody's making these people say this, man. Let me tell you why. All right. Listen, let me tell you why. This is what it comes down to. The Jews run it, right? The Jews got a certain doctrine and certain books that they follow. They believe that they are human. They believe they are God's people. How do they know that? From the way they conduct themselves, the way they're not in the media, the way they're not they're not showing them in negative lights at all, right? Now you go down the totem pole all the way down to the trenches, right? To the ghetto. Then you find people that look like, you find black people, right? And then black people who has no hope will label themselves niggas, bitches, demons, savages, right? Savages goes hand in hand with uncivil. Joe Biden used the word uncivil, or pretty much saying that like we can't do nothing. They gone beyond the pale. They are beyond rehabilitation. He needs them off the street. And then when you go into your mindset and say, I'm on demon time, I'm a savage, we out here lurking, send me the Addy, I'm a slide. Like when we do all that, it makes it easier for whoever's in the political seat to say and do things, and now your baby will be feeding them. They will have jobs erected on catching the savage, catching the demon, removing them from the street, putting them in jail, and all that feeds a group of white people, all different sectors of white folk. They do. The jails ran by white folk. The staff, white folk. The foods, white folk. The phones, white folk. The clothes, white folk. We don't understand what's going on? Can we please, how can you say that you love someone and see them picking the wrong lifestyle and you don't put up no resistance? How many of us seen Power, the last couple episodes of Power, where Kane and Monet, which is like Mary J. Blige or whatever, they were arguing at the ending, and she told him, "Man, you out of here, you dead to me." And he was like, "But Mom, you made me this way. You made me." That was like the under theme of that whole episode. The kids, especially Tyreek, you know what I mean? Tyreek calling himself a killer, and that scared Tasha, and all that, like all this stuff. And how many of us see women that have babies, boys that fall in love with a boyfriend image and then superimpose that image on the child? Now you have the child acting like a young thug or goon or savage or demon, just to go do what? be gangster, the lifestyle of gangster leaves you no options. Like, you can't make a mistake. If you go to jail, you're gonna go to jail for a chunk of time. If you fuck around out here, you get your head popped. It's just so simple. Why? Even when I was under the illusion of it, I'm saying, damn, what? Every time I go out, I see people going to jail for life. I see niggas getting their head killed. Pop, pop, boom, head open. And I'm saying to myself, damn, what would make a nigga pick this? All the stuff we can be. Gangsters is a sliver of all the options that's left. All the options that's left. We need to wake up, man. We need it. We need to go internal. We need to go into our houses. We need to stop worrying about who's on what, who did what, who's in office, who vote this, who didn't vote that. Look, none of that shit counts. We got virtual schooling. And while the kids is in school, the parents is in another room, they don't even want to see the kid. We got to break that. We need parental guidance. If you think you are broken and you know where you are broken at, then you need to fix it via through your child. When you try to fix your own, when you try to make yourself better via your child, it would instantly give back to yourself. It would be hard for you to say these things to the little being, and then for you not to help, like at least mimic it and pretend it. Before you know it, you actually living it and doing it. It is what it is, man. We need to do that. It is not a game. Time is running out. It's 2021. This is like the 10th, 11th stage on Pac-Man, where you're moving real quick, and when the ghost on your ass, ghost don't make no mistakes. It's just right there on your bumper. Any mistake you make, you out the game. We need to understand that. It's a very cold world. These people do not care about you. They don't. It's not designed. It is not in the framing of capitalism. It is not in the framing of politics. It is not in the name of black. It is not in the treatment and the placement of where you reside. This was political for them to give Detroit dirty water. It was political for everybody who looked black to start off in the ghetto, to have a sense of desperation, to have a sense of survivalistic. It is political that when you break out of the ghetto and you step into the corporate world, that everything you learn is not what you're going to have to use to survive. That was political. It was political that Zimmerman is walking around. It's political that the black woman can say that the black man cannot protect her. It's political. And how dare another black person say, oh, you don't protect me, or we need this, or we need to do that, when you already know how mistreated, how misplaced, how fucked up the whole equation is. Who gonna protect me when I'm trying to protect you? As a matter of fact, you will call them on me to show me that I ain't nobody neither, and that I got you and me thinking that we equal. And there's no such thing as equal. We gotta break that whole thing. Oh, she's equal and I'm equal, and this and the third. No, you are a woman, I'm a man. You are complete. You are 100% in the realm of a woman, and I'm 100% in the realm of a man. For me to be equal to you will be doing you a disservice, and for you to be equal to me will be doing me doing each other a disservice. You are not equal to me. It will be breaking the laws of nature. Do not let them get in your head and trick you, and now you in front of your male belittling all his attributes. It does not make sense. And one time you wake up, you'll be too late, too old, too dry, too lonely to do anything. And by then, you didn't already make offsprings that's already too hard to change. And they be on their way making their offspring the same way. And then when you try to interrupt, they're going to be like, but hey, you did this. You used to do that with us. You used to say this to that. You see what I'm saying? So we need to do better, man. We need to do better. None of this political stuff was picked by us, for us, to help us, and none of that. Don't you know that FBI, CIA, police, every agency out there was designed, and the lifeblood of that design is us. Let me tell you another thing that was political. I can't find the clip. I was looking for it. But regardless, Judge Mathis, I was watching Judge Mathis. He had to call everybody a crackhead, right? So it was a truck driver on there, and he admitted that he smoked crack and all that. He called himself an open crackhead. So Judge Mathis said, wait a minute, crackhead? Well, he think he an expert at it. I'm like, wait a minute, you a truck driver? How can you be a crackhead if you go into different cities every day? Explain that. The man said, easy. What I do, when I need some crack, no matter where I'm at, I go on my map and I type in Martin Luther King Boulevard. That's political. Think that's by coincidence or by design? Ain't none of this shit coincidence, bro. You know another thing that we need to do? That anytime, I said in one of my old videos, that anytime that they put the opposites against each other, that someone's in the middle doing that. So if the youth is not in unison with the elders, and the male is not in tune with the female, there's somebody, some agency, some propaganda being pumped into that. Now, we get in young people, the young kids, or they're giving them way more money than the people ahead of them, so that the people ahead of them can't not give them advice. If the people ahead of them can't give them advice, and the person that's giving you money can use the same old tricks. It is the same old tricks. And we keep falling for the same old tricks. At least when Trump got in there, we was giving you labels of some of the tactics that the white people would do to bring you down. They did it to him. And he said, come on, Nancy, you know that's fake news. I'm not answering that. That's fake news. And we fall for it hook, line, and sinker every time. All right? So, with that said, I say let's abstain from political forefronts. I think the minute that we do that, we will speak loud to the system. I think that we should show love to the babies, show love to our elders, show love to our equal counterpart, meaning male, female, and so forth like that. Once again, this is NFOMURK signing on because I signed out, or, you know, however it went. Peace.